Laudetur Jesus Christus. Praised be Jesus Christ, and a most warm welcome to all of you who are joining us today. It's Easter Monday, and Pope Francis will be leading us with a message as well as the recitation of the Regina Coeli today. I'd like to welcome all of you joining us in this live broadcast. Many of you joining us through the various Vatican media channels, through our web portal, through the Vatican News Live Events app, through our YouTube channel, as well as through the Vatican News Live Events app and the Vatican Radio app. We have others tuning in through television. A warm welcome to all of you tuning in various parts of the world. To those of you tuning in through Catholic TV, Catholic Faith Network, Catholic Media Network Philippines, Pasio and Aranzazu Communications, throughout Madarshan TV, Salt and Light TV, Shalom World TV, Sunday Shalom, and EWTN. And to our radio listeners, welcome to you as well. Whether you're tuning in through Luminous Radio or Radio Maria in Latvia or Papua New Guinea, and we know we have many more of you tuning in through radio, through the local stations making the broadcast possible. We are still experiencing restrictions here in Italy, trying to contain the third wave of the coronavirus epidemic. Our Holy Father celebrated Easter Sunday liturgy yesterday morning at the altar of the chair in St. Peter's Basilica, and that was followed by his Easter Orbi et Orbi discourse and blessing, which also took place within the Basilica rather than in St. Peter's Square, from the Loggia of the Blessings, which is the normal way. He also took part in the celebration of the Easter Vigil on Saturday evening, as well as a moving Stations of the Cross in St. Peter's Square. This year, our Holy Father entrusted those stations to children, and at the end, when it is customary for the Holy Father to conclude the stations with impromptu prayer, he did not do so this year, so all of the Via Crucis, the Way of the Cross, was provided for us by the children this year, a wonderful way for them to enter into dialogue with us in their understanding of the sufferings of Jesus through the sufferings that they experience in their own daily life. Our Holy Father will soon lead us in the recitation of the Easter season greeting to Mary, here from inside the library of the Apostolic Palace, where we now go.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, buongiorno.
Dear brothers and sisters, buongiorno. The Monday after Easter, also called the Monday of the Angel, because we recall the meeting of the angel with the women who arrived at Jesus' tomb. The angel said to them, "I know that you seek Jesus who was crucified. He is not here, for he has risen." This expression, "he has risen," goes beyond human capacity. Even the women who had gone to the tomb and had found it open and empty could not confirm he has risen, but only but they could only say that the tomb was empty.
Che Gesù fosse risorto,
This is
lo poteva dire soltanto
a
un
message
angelo,
that only an angel could
col
say that
potere
Jesus
di
had
essere
risen,
un annunciatore del cielo,
with
col
the power
potere
of
dato
being
da
a
Dio
messenger
per
from
dire.
heaven, with the power given
Così
from
come un
God to say
angelo,
it.
solo un
Just as
angelo aveva potuto dire a
only an
Maria,
angel had been able
concepirai
to
un
say
figlio,
to Mary, "You will
che
conceive
verrà
a
chiamato figlio
son,
dell'Altissimo.
and he will be called the Son of the Most
Per
High."
questo diciamo che il lunedì dell'angelo,
And so we
perché
can say
solo
that
un angelo
the Monday of the angel, that
con la
only an
forza di
angel with the
Dio può
power of
dire
God
Gesù
could
è
say
risorto.
that Jesus had been risen, had been
L'Evangelista
raised.
Matteo
Matthew the
narra che in
evangelist
quell'alba di
narrates
Pasqua
that
vi fu un gran terremoto.
on that Easter
Un
morning there was a
angelo del
great
Signore
earthquake,
infatti sceso
for
dal
an
cielo,
angel of the
si
Lord
avvicinò,
descended from
rotolò la
heaven
pietra
and
e si
came and
posse
rolled
a
back the
sedere su
stone
di essa.
and sat on it.
Quella grande pietra
That large stone
avrebbe dovuto essere il
that was
sigillo
supposed to be
della
the seal
vittoria
of the
del male e
victory
della
of
morte
evil and
è
death
stata messa sotto i piedi.
was put underfoot.
Diventa sgabello dell'angelo del Signore.
It became the footstool of the
E
angel
tutti i
of the Lord.
progetti e le difese dei nemici e dei persecutori
All of the
di Gesù
plans and defenses of
sono
Jesus'
stati
enemies
vani.
and persecutors were in vain.
I sigilli sono caduti tutti.
All of the seals
L'immagine dell'angelo
crumbled
seduto sulla pietra
away.
del sepolcro
The image of the
è
angel
la
sitting on the tomb before
manifestazione
the
concreta,
image of the
la
angel sitting on the
manifestazione
stone before the
visiva della
tomb is
vittoria
the
di Dio
concrete,
sul
visible
male,
manifestation
la
of God's
manifestazione
victory
della
over
vittoria di
Emmanuel,
Cristo
the manifestation
sul
of
principe di
Christ's
questo
victory
mondo,
over the prince of this world,
la manifestazione
the
della vittoria della
manifestation
luce
of the
sulle
victory
tenebre.
of light over
La
darkness.
tomba di Gesù non è stata scoperchiata per un
Jesus' tomb was
fenomeno
not
fisico,
opened by a physical
ma per l'intervento
phenomenon,
del Signore.
but by the Lord's
L'aspetto
intervention.
dell'angelo,
The
aggiunge
angel's
Matteo,
appearance, Matthew
era come
continues,
folgore
was like
e il suo
lightning,
vestito bianco come neve.
and his raiment white as snow.
Questi dettagli sono
These
simboli
details
che
are
affermano
symbols
l'intervento
that
di Dio
confirm
stesso,
the intervention of God
portatore
Himself,
di un'era nuova
bearer of a new era
degli ultimi tempi della storia,
of the last
perché
times of history,
con la
because
resurrezione di
with
Gesù
Jesus'
comincia
resurrection,
l'ultimo tempo della
the
storia
last
che
times
potrebbe
began
durare
of history that
mille di anni, ma
can endure for thousands of years, but it is the last times.
e di fronte a questo intervento di Dio avviene una doppia reazione.
There is a twofold reaction in beholding this intervention on God's part.
Che non riescono
That
a
of the guards,
fronteggiare la
who
forza
cannot face
travolgente di
the
Dio
overwhelming
e
power
sono
of God
sconvolte da un
and are
terremoto
shaken by
interiore.
an interior earthquake.
Erano tramortite.
They became like dead men.
La potenza della resurrezione
The power of the
abbatte
resurrection
coloro che erano stati
overthrows those
utilizzati per garantire
who had been used
l'apparente vittoria
to
della morte.
guarantee the apparent victory of death.
E cosa devono fare questi
And
guardi?
so, what did those guards have to do?
Andare da coloro
They
che le
went
avevano dato l'ordine di
to
custodire
those who had
e
given them the
dire la
order
verità.
to guard the stone, and they told them the truth.
Erano davanti a un'opzione.
They had a choice to make. They could either tell the
Lasciarsi
truth,
convincere
or they could allow
da
themselves
coloro
to
che
be
gli
convinced
avevano dato il
by
mandato di custodire.
those who had given them the order to go and guard the tomb. And the only way to convince them was money.
E questa povera gente
And those poor people,
hanno venduto la
they
verità
sold the truth.
e con i soldi in tasca
And with the money in their pockets,
sono andati a dire
they went to
sono
say,
venuti i
"Oh no,
discepoli
the disciples
che hanno
came
rubato il corpo."
and robbed the body."
Il Signore denaro.
The Lord,
Anche qui nella
money.
resurrezione di Cristo
or God, money. Even
capace
before
di avere
the
potere
resurrection of Christ, even money
negarlo.
has power to
E l'altra
deny it.
reazione è diversa.
The women's reaction is very different because they were expressly invited by the angel of the Lord not to be afraid, and they aren't afraid in the end. Do not be afraid, and not to seek Jesus in the tomb. We can reap a precious teaching from the angel's words. We should never tire of seeking the risen Christ, who gives life in abundance to those who meet him. To find Christ means to discover peace of heart. The same women of the gospel, after initially being shaken, that's understandable, experience great joy in discovering the Master alive. In this Easter season, my wish is that everyone might have the same spiritual experience, welcoming in our hearts, in our homes, and in our families the joyful proclamation of Easter. Christ, having risen from the dead, dies no more. Death will no longer have dominion over him. The Easter proclamation that Christ is alive, that Christ accompanies my life, that Christ is beside me, that Christ knocks at the door of my heart so that he can enter in, that Christ is alive. In these Easter days, it would be good to repeat this: the Lord is alive. This certainty moves us to pray today and throughout the Easter season. Regina Coeli, letare, that is, Queen of Heaven, rejoice. The angel Gabriel had greeted her thus the first time: rejoice, full of grace. Now, Mary's joy is complete. Jesus lives. Love has conquered. May this be our joy as well.
Quiaque meruisti portare, alleluia.
Resurrexit sic ut dixit, alleluia.
Ora pro nobis Deum, alleluia.
Gaude letare Virgo Maria, alleluia.
Quia surrexit Domine, vere, alleluia.
Deus, qui per resurrezione Filii Tui, Domini nostri Iesu Christi, mundum letificare dignatus est. Presta quesumus, per eius genitricem Virgine Maria, perpetue capiamus gaudia vitae, per Christum Dominum nostrum.
Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Pro fidelibus defuntis, requiem aeternam dona eis Domine.
Et lux perpetua lucia Deis.
Requiescant in pace.
Amen.
Sit nomen Domini benedictum.
Ex hoc nunc et usque in saeculum.
Aiuterium nostrum in nomine Domini.
Qui fecit caelum et terra.
Benedicat vos omnipotens Deus, Pater, et Filius, et Spiritus Sanctus.
Amen.
Cari fratelli e sorelle,
Dear brothers and sisters,
nel clima pasquale che caratterizza
on
l'odierna giornata,
the first Easter was
saluto con affetto tutti voi che partecipate a questo momento di preghiera
I'm
attraverso i mezzi di comunicazione
greeting
sociale.
all of you who are participating in this through the means of social communication. My thought goes especially toward the elderly, toward those who are ill, connected by your own homes or through nursing homes. To them, I give an encouraging word and of recognition of their witness. I am near you. And to everyone, I hope that we live with hope this octave of Easter in which the memory of Christ's resurrection is prolonged. Take every occasion to witness to the joy and peace of the risen Lord.
Buona, serena e santa Pasqua a tutti.
Have a good and serene and holy Easter to everyone. And please do not forget to pray for me. Enjoy your lunch, and arrivederci. We'll see each other again. And with this, we now bring to an end this live broadcast of the recitation of the Regina Coeli on this Easter Monday. We also invite you to go to the Vatican News web portal, our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube accounts, where you will find information and summaries of all the Easter Triduum liturgies, as well as other Vatican and world news. And we invite you to return again on Wednesday morning about 9:15 Rome time, when our Holy Father will give his weekly Wednesday general audience. On behalf of all of the technicians here, we'd like to extend our own Easter greetings to all of you, and we thank you so much for joining us today. Laudetur Jesus Christus. Praised be Jesus Christ.